Let's from one corporate to another. Plenty of conversations today. Anil Yadav, CEO, Business Development and Investments at IRB Infrastructure Developers, joining us this morning. Great having you here, Mr. Yadav. Let me first start off with the kind of growth that you've seen. 28% YOY, but MOM slightly softer. Could you give us a sense as to what's playing out?
I think this is the highest growth what we have witnessed in recent years in terms of the growth. We have delivered 28% growth, and typically June month monsoon starts, so it will not be comparable with the May month. I think we should compare with the last June with this June, and largely the growth is on account of three reasons. One is with respect to the growth in the traffic. Tariff revision which typically happens 1st April every year. And third is we have added three assets, and considering that the growth is around 28%. If I can talk about the like-to-like basis, removing the impact of the three asset addition, the growth is around 15%, and that is still is a quite robust growth. And around 3 to 4% will be on account of tariff revision, and around 10 to 11% on account of the traffic growth.
Anil, hi, morning. What is the kind of revenue potential for the new three assets that you have added?
So I think in terms of the revenue potential, the three assets put together will be around 1,000 to 1,200 crores kind of revenue on per annum basis. That is the revenue potential. But couple of assets, in fact, TOT 17 became operational in the Q4 of FY26. TOT 18 became operational from 1st April 26, and Ganga has become operational in last month.
And are there any upcoming large BOT or TOT bids where IRB sees limited competition because of tighter NHAI qualification norms?
So I think largely we will be focusing on the monetization program for the government, and TOT will be a kind of primary focus for the company. And the government has come out around 4.4 trillion, that is 4.4 lakh crore kind of monetization program for next 4 to 5 years. And we have almost 40% market share in the TOT segment. And roughly we believe that this is the 4 to 5 years target, that is 4.4 lakh crores. I think on yearly basis on TOT, there will be 40 to 50,000 crores kind of opportunity which will be unfolding. And primarily we will focus on the TOT opportunity. And as we have historically seen that typically the second half of the year is typically when the bidding activity is on its peak. Typically first half we don't see much activity as far as bidding is concerned.
And what exactly is the roadmap for further asset monetization via invits or other structures? And how should investors think about capital recycling over the next 2 to 3 years?
So I think we have already demonstrated a strategy that for growth, we will neither be taking a debt at IRB nor we will be diluting at IRB level. The growth enabler will be a monetization of the asset what we have created. Today we have more than 94,000 crores kind of asset base. And if I will talk about the private invit, it has a 70,000 crores kind of asset base. Now, last year we transferred 8,600 crores asset and realized 4,900 crores kind of equity release. With this 4,900 crores equity, we have able to bag roughly 14,000 crores kind of asset. We transferred 8,600, but we have bagged 14,000 crores kind of asset base. Now we have already in a process of transferring two assets, and that is the close to 4,600 crores. And equity release is expected around 2,700 crores. Considering the typical equity requirement for new project is around 30%. So we expect around 8 to 10,000 crores kind of new opportunity with the monetization of these two projects.
Is that going to be the normal for you that you will monetize around 8 to 9,000 crores of assets every year and release around 4,000 crores of equity so that you can reinvest into other projects?
Yeah, that is the aim. Considering that we have already talked about publicly the asset base of from 80,000 to 1 lakh last year at the beginning of the year. We have talked about our asset base will grow from 80,000 to 1 lakh 40,000 in next 4 to 5 years. Considering that last year we have already added 14,000 crores kind of asset base has increased to 94,000 crores. So I think every year 10 to 12,000 crores kind of asset addition will take us through around 1 lakh 40,000 crores kind of asset base.
Require further equity raise or capital raise for you from your end?
So I think we have talked about, in fact, if you look at our last quarterly numbers, our interest cost in the quarter itself compared to the corresponding quarter of the last year, interest cost has reduced by 50 crore rupees. So there is consistent reduction in the debt. We are also doing a refinancing in some of the project to reduce the cost. Recently, we have refinanced 5,000 crores kind of debt in Mumbai, Pune. There we have saved almost 75 basis point in terms of the interest cost. So considering that there will be consistent reduction in the debt, and we have aim to reach net debt zero by the next 4 to 5 years as far as IRB consolidated debt is concerned. So don't have any plan to increase the debt at IRB level or raise any equity at IRB level. There will be a consistent churn of the asset, and that will be used as a growth capital for future opportunities.
That's quite interesting and good to get in that on record, Anil. Good speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.